Alright, welcome back guys to video number 3. Let's take care of the menu, the side menu, and the other structural components first, and then we'll go ahead and style all the tables and the form elements and all the other items. So let's begin with the side menu. So I'm gonna open up the CSS file, go to content area, and I'll say div side menu, and the first thing we gotta do is set a width of 15%, and I'll be working with percentages with the side menu and the other content, because they need to scale based on the viewport, and I can't actually give them a fixed value. So we'll use 15% as a measurement unit. Alright, what else? We gotta do a background. Now for the background, you'd expect to set a background to white, and the rest, the top area right here, set the background to the dark color. But I'm gonna do it the other way around. I'm gonna do the main background dark and the background of the links white. Okay, so set this. Alright, and the reason for that is it's much easier for me to style a list than to style the H3 that's included. I don't know, it just seemed like the best choice at the time, so I'll stick with it. Alright, so background, we also need a border, 1 pixel solid, and the color is EE EF. Okay, and also we'll add a margin bottom of 1em, you know, just in case we have another side menu, but these two will be separated by 1em. All right, let's have a look. Okay, quick fix here. Let's go to the content in the HTML file and add a class of float left to the side menu and a class of float right to the side content. Okay, there we go. Cool. So side menu. Side menu H3, first of all it's uppercase, so text transform is uppercase, font weight will be bold. What else? Color is going to be white. Okay, and we'll also need a margin, but before we set a margin, we gotta change the font size here, because it's still a very big font size. So let's go to typography and do some styles for H2 and H3, and I'll do 14 and 12 pixels, so 0.875. And for the H3, 0.75. Okay, let's have a look. All right, so now it's 12 pixels. So the margin now should be about 15 pixels. Let's see, where is it? Okay, so margin 15 pixels by 12, so that's 1.25 ems. All right. Looking good. Next, let's style that list. Okay. And the list item A will style the anchor text directly. We'll do a background color set to white, and also set the display to block so they behave like buttons. Okay. And we gotta change the font size of the anchor tags as well. So go back to typography and add div side menu UL list item A. So now they are 12 pixels. Let me zoom in a bit. All right. Cool. Now we need some padding. So I'll say padding. We need 10 pixels on top and bottom and 15 on the sides, so they align with the H3. So we'll do 10 by 12.833 ems on the side and 1.25 ems on sorry, the first one for top and bottom and this for the sides. So 10 by 12, 15 by 12. All right. Also, we need the border. 1 pixel solid, F8, F9, FA. And it's only a border top. Okay. Looking good. Finally, we gotta do a style for the hover. So grab this. And for the hover, we just change the background color. And we change it to the color of the border. Okay. Let's have a quick look. That looks good. Also, let's not forget to add these little arrows. So let me see if it's called list item bullet. Okay, and we'll set it here: background white, URL img slash list item bullet.png. We'll set it to no repeat, right, and center. Okay, now we just have to modify the image so that it's pushed to the left. So to do that, open this with Photoshop, and I'm gonna change the canvas size to 15, like that. Okay. All right, there you go. If you don't like it, you can just increase that right space. So it's just gonna push the icon to the left even more. But yeah, actually, I think we can do that now. increase it by 5 pixels more. So it's going to be 20. Yep, something like that. Looks good. Okay. So we are finished with the side menu. Now it's time for the side content. So div side content, we'll do a width of let's see, we have 100% and we gotta subtract 15% and another 2% for the left margin. So we'll do a width of 83%. All right, let's do a quick comment here to know what we're talking about. So 100% minus 15% for the side menu, minus 2% for the right margin. All right. Let's see. And there it is. Just to see if we got this right, I'm gonna add a background of red here. All right, so there it is. We seem to have a problem here. If we look at the side menu, it's kind of it's a long way from the left margin here. So, and the side content also has a bit of space till it hits the right border. So I wonder what that's all about. Let's see, we have content, we have a page full width with clear floats, and then we have the side menu floated, and then the side content floated. Let's see, side menu with 15%. Side content is 83%. Oh, hello. We have a padding on the content and we don't need that. So let's change this to content full width. I'll keep the background and I'll keep the border, but I'll remove the lateral paddings by doing this. So now, yep, there we go. Now the side menu aligns and the side content aligns properly. All right. Good. Okay, so side content. Let's remove the background. Okay. And let's do the content module div. So the background will be white. The background color will be white. We'll do a margin bottom of 1em, just so we put a little spacer there, and we'll also set the border to the same color as the side menu border. EF. All right. Let's have a look. Okay, so now you can see the layout is already starting to take shape. We have the white background. We have the spacing here on the bottom. We also have the stroke. Everything looks good so far. All right, let's move on to the heading. So div content module heading. This will have a dark background, the same one as the side menu. Okay. We don't need this. And it's background color. And also we'll set the cursor to pointer, just so when we hover, we can immediately tell that if we click, something will happen, right? So it just behaves like a link, basically. All right, next, div content module heading. Let's target that H3, and we'll do text transform uppercase, font weight will be bold, color will be white, and also let's do a margin. But before we set the margin, we gotta set the font size, because right now well, no, we don't actually, because we already did for H3. Sorry, yeah, we already set the H3 font size to 12 pixels. So we can do a margin, just like the side menu H3, of 0.125 for 15 pixel margin. Okay. Only the margin is not a good idea, because it pushes the heading down, and that shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen, but actually the table, the H3 should be floated to the left, and the span should be floated to the right. Correct? So let's see if I got this right. Add a class of CF here. Yep. All right, so we need both of these floated. This one to the left and the span to the right. And of course we added the class of clear float just to clear all those floating elements. Good. Next we'll style the span. So content module heading span. We'll do a color first of all, a very light or actually a pretty dark blue, 96 9 DAC. We need it to be uppercase, so text transform uppercase, and also a margin. But as usual, before we set the margin, let's check out the font size, and it's a bit too big, so we gotta change that to 10 pixels. Let's scroll up to typography and set div content module heading span and set font size to 10 pixels. So that's 10 by 16.625 ems. All right, 10 by 16. Cool. Check it out. Good. All right, so now we basically need to set the exact same margin as the H3. So 15 pixels, but its font size is 10 pixels. So we'll do 15 by 10, that's 1.5 amps. Oops. Yep, and there it is. All right, and finally, for our content module main, we just need to set a padding. So padding, we'll do 1 amp. And 1 amp basically means 16 by 16. And let's have a look. And theoretically, I should be doing 15 by 16, right? Because we have a padding of 15 pixels on the other elements, but just so I don't work with a lot of decimal places, I just prefer to use 1 amp and have a 16 pixel padding instead of 15. All right. So as you can see, the first content module is done. Let's change this these two elements on the other boxes to add the floats and the clear floats. What else? We have one here. Float left, float right, and CF here. There we go. So all our structural elements are doing good, except this last one. Let's see what's his problem. Content module main. Half size column. Let's see. Oh, okay, so half size column. We need to set a float left to this one and a float right to this one. All right, cool. And they're not 50% yet because I haven't written the style for it. So let's do that right now since we're at it. Let's go to general, so we'll do half size box. We'll do a width not 50% but 48%. And that's better because setting width of 50% will cause your layout to break most of the times, because you got to consider the strokes and some of the paddings that you might have applied to that particular element. So the safest bet is just to set 1-2% smaller on the actual size. All right, So let's have a look. It's not half-size box, it's half-size column, sorry. All right, so now as you can see, these are almost 50% each. I still don't know what's wrong with this bit right here, why it's not white yet, but I'll check it out when we get to this part right here. But for now, let's deal with this table design. All right. So for that, I'll do another section right here. Call it tables. All right. So table. First of all, set the width to 100%. And remember, this is the area we are working with right now. So, all right. So now it's 100%. All right. So we'll start with the TH. So table TH. We got to set a different background color for it. If you didn't catch what the TH is, it's basically this bit right here, the dark bit, which holds name, username, email. So basically the table heading. All right, grab this color. Oops. All right, set the color to white for the text. Text transform, also uppercase. We also need a padding, and we also need a border left for these bits right here. So let's go ahead and set the border first. Okay. Border left. 1 pixel solid. Let's have a look. All right. Before we set the padding, let's reduce the font size here to 12 pixels. And the easiest way to do that is add, where are you? Here. Just add table. And it's gonna transform all of the text inside the table to 12 pixels. Cool. Let's see, table TH. We'll do a padding of, I'd say about 15 pixels. So that's 15 by 12, 1.25. So 1.25 ems. And that's 15 by 12. Okay. That looks pretty good. But this one, this bit right here, I don't want the first TH to be this big. It's just a checkbox, and it's not worth just wasting that amount of space on it. So what we'll do is this table. We'll target tbody. Oh no, actually, we'll do table td first child. Okay, so that will give us the first TD in every row. So we'll do a width about, I'd say about 50 pixels. Let's check this one out. Its size is 60 here, so we'll do 50 pixels 50 by 12. Let's do 48 by 12. So we have 4 amps. So 48 by 12. All right, and as you can see, this one is now changed to a much smaller size. This one and every other first TD in every row. Cool. And also, let's do a center align. So text align center. Remove all padding. And let's see. Now this kind of works for these two. I mean for these cells, but the one in the heading doesn't display very well. It still has a bit of padding here on the right. Oh, hello, because we targeted the TDs, but this one is in a TH, not a TD, so let's do this, table TH first child. Okay, so now it all aligns perfectly. All right, good. Also, this actions row right here, we gotta make it a bit smaller because it only has 2 icons in it, right? So since we're at it, we'll copy this and we'll do table TD last child instead of first, and table TH last child. Okay, and we'll also do text align center, padding none, and the width should be a bit bigger. Let's say about 5 amps, maybe 6. Yeah, I think that works. All right, cool. Next, it's time to take care of these rows right here. So we'll do table T-body. So we're basically targeting the rows inside the body. So T-body TD. And we'll do, we need the padding for them. And they're all 12 pixels in font size. So we'll do 10 pixels on top and bottom and 15 on the sides. And I think that should work very well because we have a 15 pixel padding on the THs. So let's try it out. 10 by 12, that's 0.833 if I'm right. And the other is 1.25 amps. So 10 by 12, 15 by 12. Let's have a look. Yep. So the text in the row aligns with the text in the table heading. Cool. Now we need to set a border bottom to each row, 1 pixel solid, and the color is F8, F9, FA. Let's have a look. Okay, pretty good. And also we gotta do another border table cell. But first, let's do this. I'm sure you've seen on most tables, they have that kind of system where every odd or even row is a different background color. So we'll do that the same. There are two ways to do it. Either you go to your table and add a class of, you know, alternate row or even row or something like that to every other row, or you can do that easily from CSS by doing table tbody tr, and we'll do this nth child odd. Okay, and we'll set background color to F8, F9, F8. All right, so look at that. Now, by doing that, every odd row, which means 1, 3, 5, and so on, will have a different background color. Cool. All right, and finally, we'll add a border left to each TD, 1 pixel solid white. And now that we have a contrasting background, you can actually see the white border. All right, cool. So we finished with the T body, and after this we got to deal with the footer, and the footer holds the this one, the selected actions. So we got to make this smaller, and we got to make this button smaller. So let's do that. Let's have a look. So tfoot trtd call span 5. I'll add a class to this table cell, and I'll call it table footer. And I'm doing this because trying to target this TD by using, you know, table tfoot TD won't work in some versions of Internet Explorer. So just to be sure, I'll give it a class and then target that class in CSS. So we'll do table TD with a class of table footer. We'll do a text align to the left like that. Also, I wanted to have like a padding to the top so that it's kind of pushed down from the table. So we'll do padding top. I'm gonna set that to about 15 pixels, and that's the exact amount of spacing, of lateral spacing in a row. So we'll do 15, which is 1.25 ems, 15 by 12. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, it looks good. And I think that's actually it for the styling of this. We just have to make the font size a bit smaller, right? So let's see. What's selected? why not include this into a paragraph? Let's see if that works. Oh, no, actually this is correct. I had the I had the page magnified, so everything seemed so big, but now that I look at it, it looks good. So you have this, and we have the button, which I forgot to say, text upper. So it has so the font size, so the font is uppercase, and also you can see that it already has a decreased font size, and that's because we've included it in a table. So we don't need this anymore, the small button, right? So for those of you who didn't understand, if I take this button, for instance, if I copy it and put it outside of the table, it's much bigger, the font size is much bigger. But let's have a look at the button class inside style.css. If we look at the typography, we see the button has a font size of 0.75 ems. So that's 0.75 of the parent's font size. In the body, if it's put directly in the body, it's 0.75 out of 16, which is 12, which is good. But we also set the table font size to 0.75, which is 12. So a button inside a table would be 0.75 of 12. So that's a much lower font size, and that works like a charm for what we want to do. Cool. Let's get rid of. Okay. All right. One more thing we gotta do here, and that is the action. The action buttons right here. So let's see. We have table actions, button, and IC edit. So let's go here and do a link table actions button. We'll set a width. We gotta do a 16 pixel width, and that's 16 by 12, which is 1.33. Oh, sorry, 1.33 amps. So that's 16 by 12. I did 16 because the icon sizes are 16. Do the same for height. All right, and what else? A display. We'll set this to inline block so that our links behave like buttons and they display the margins and paddings correctly. And also we'll do a background position of center so that the background will set will be displayed right in the middle of the button. All right. So now we gotta go and set the actual icons. So let's see, IC edit and IC delete. Let's do IC table edit and IC table delete, since since we don't want to mix them up with some other icons. All right. So IC table edit. Quickly copy this. IMG icons table. Let's see, what did we call it? IC table delete and IC table edit. All right. .png. Okay. There we go. Cool. All right. Yeah, that's it for this video, guys. We did all the structural styling and also the table styling. Now, if we resize the layout, you can see that it stretches and contracts as the viewport changes. So that's basically what a liquid layout is all about. And see what I meant about using percentages. If I change the size, for instance, the side menu changes size because it's 15% of the new size, right? So the smaller I get, the smaller the side menu gets. All right. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. We'll quickly take care of the form elements styling and these two right here. And finally, some quick JavaScript to make these collapse and expand. And that's it. So I'll see you in the next video.